Morning, Screaming Eagles. My name is Sergeant Stewart. I am the first squad leader of 2nd Platoon Bravo Company. And today I will be going through an unclassified brief on the route plan for our mission set. Now, starting out from the start point, we're going to be moving down to checkpoint 1, which is where we're going to be moving for about 450 meters and hand railing the given trails of the area. Now, this overall route was selected to minimize the amount of LDA crossings and also taking advantage of the natural features to help best guide the platoon throughout the mission set and getting to on mission. So continuing from checkpoint 1 to checkpoint 2, we do encounter our first group of LDAs. So that's where we're going to move from a platoon column, squad column, fire team wedge, and traveling to traveling overwatch. And then once we move up to those individual LDAs, we'll move to bounding overwatch and then back to traveling overwatch as we pass those LDAs. And that section from checkpoint 2 to 3 is about 200 meters. Then moving our grid azimuth to about 200 degrees, we're going to be moving 600 meters from checkpoint 3 to checkpoint 4, really hand railing that river as we move towards the south. From there, we're going to be moving our movement technique to traveling, since contact with enemy is very unlikely in that area. Then from on to checkpoint 3 to checkpoint 4, we're going to be going through and hand railing the river still, moving about 575 meters with limited fields of fire and openings. And we're going to be moving towards some key terrain at Hilltop 1370 and trying to stay in that wood line so we do not expose ourselves to the upper echelons and possibly enemy ISR. Still moving in that platoon columns, squad column, fire team wedge at traveling. Then from 4 to 5, we're still hand railing the river set as we move southwards, and then from 5 to 6, we're pushing through the hillsides to really kind of set us up towards the bottom of the southern land without going into this open area. From checkpoints 6 to 7, we're going to stay along the sideline of the hilltops as we head towards key terrain at Hilltop 1456, moving for about 600 meters at a grid azimuth of 180. 500 meters at a grid azimuth of 110. Then from 8 to 9 checkpoints, we're going to be hand railing the river set as we start to move upwards without going into the open space. We are going to have another LDA crossing, so we are going to move at traveling overwatch and then bounding overwatch as we cross the LDA, then back into traveling overwatch as we cross that in our safe distance away. Then from 9 to 10, we're going to be going, part of our longest portion of the mission set is we're going to be moving 1.2 kilometers as we head up the hillsides, and we stay out of that open terrain while minimizing our LDA crossing by coming into the easily recognizable terrain of the fork in the river and trailheads. And then from 10 to 11, we're going to be having to cross 2 LDAs. So we're going to move from that previously used traveling movement technique to traveling overwatch to bounding overwatch as we cross the individual LDAs, and then back to traveling overwatch as we pass those individuals. Then from 11 to 12, we're going to be moving downwards, heading more closely towards our mission set with another LDA crossing. So the bounding overwatch and traveling overwatch will also come into effect. And then from 12 to 13, we're moving 400 meters and hand railing the given trails staying across this red side present to continue to move towards mission set. 13 to 14 is crossing another LDA present before getting towards our RP. Now, to get there, we are going to hand rail these last few given trails until we get to our RP, and then we move on to the mission set to set up for the individual mission. This concludes my brief. Are there any questions?